Hello, welcome to this DCS general tutorial. In this video, I will be showing you how to integrate your Stream Deck with DCS and do a variety of functions. To begin, we need to download two pieces of software to integrate with our Stream Deck. The first is DCS ExportScripts, and the second is the Stream Deck DCS Interface. To find those, I have links in our Discord under the hardware section Stream Deck links, and I also have links in the pinned comment under this video. Once you get the link, we will go ahead and pull up the website. On each, you're going to go to the green code button, download zip, and then just download the zip for both of them. After you have them downloaded, go ahead and extract each of them to their own folder. And our first step will be the export scripts. Let's go into ExportScripts Master. You will see a scripts folder. And now go ahead and head into your saved games folder on your computer, into DCS or DCS Open Beta, depending on what version you have installed. And you will see a matching scripts folder. Go into the saved games scripts folder. Open up the DCS ExportScripts scripts folder. All you need to do is copy the DCS ExportScripts folder and paste it into your DCS Open Beta scripts folder. I already have it, so I'm not going to do it again. The next step, inside your DCS saved games scripts folder, you will see export Lua file. Let's go ahead and edit that. This file is what allows DCS to talk to mods you have. In the DCS ExportScripts scripts folder, you will also see an export Lua file. What you need to do is make sure that in your saved games scripts export file, you have this line here. This line is what is in the downloaded file you got. We are just copying from this export file this line and pasting it into our DCS saved games scripts export right here. After that, go ahead and save and close it. At this point, we are done with the DCS export script folder, so we can go ahead and back out to the downloaded Stream Deck DCS Interface master folder. At this point, you will go into Releases, and here you will see the Stream Deck plugin. Go ahead and double-click it to install it. I already have it installed, so nothing's going to pop up, but if you didn't, it would ask you to install it on your Stream Deck, and now you will see DCS Interface components available to you. Inside this folder are a bunch of different images and icons that you are able to use. But at this point, now that we have installed the plugin, we can close out of this. You can get rid of them. We don't need it anymore. From here, inside your Stream Deck, we are going to hit the keyboard with the plus. We are going to go into the plugin store. You're going to go to All, the search bar, and type in macro. find the Super Macro by BarRater utility and install it. At this point, we're going to go ahead and import the profiles I've put together. For this example, I'll just show us with a blank profile and walk you through it. So this is what your standard Stream Deck will look like with nothing on it. You have all of these options here. I have pre-configured a variety of options for you to use if you import my profiles. I will have them linked again in the comment pinned below this video, or you can download them from our Discord. In the Stream Deck profile section, I have a layout for both 15 key and 6 key versions of the Stream Deck. When you download this profile from Discord, I don't know why, it cuts off the last letter of the file extension. This needs to say Stream Deck Profile, so I added the E. To import this profile, I'm going to go ahead and import down here. You'll see the 15 key profile has now shown up. You can select it in your dropdown. You'll see a DCS folder with a variety of planes already pre-programmed with full access to the interfaces of your plane. The main draws and things to note here are the auto starts, both for cold and hot starts, air starts, and helmet setups for the A10. All are completely available and programmed to you here, in addition to all of the other various screens and displays. I will demonstrate them now as a little sneak preview of what you can accomplish utilizing this plugin. One thing to note before we start talking about how these can improve your experience, I mentioned that with the Super Macro plugin, some of your keybinds need to match what is in the profiles. So let's go ahead and talk about that now. In some of the profiles under Startup, you will see steps that are Super Macro BarRater steps. Here, for example, we see Select AMRAM under the F18 Cold Start Multi-Action. So I will go into our Adjust Controls, F18, and search for the control that is named the exact same as the label here. So we've got Select AMRAM bound to Left Shift D. In our Stream Deck, Select AMRAM is bound to Shift D. So it matches and we are all good. We'll do the same on the F16. Here there is missile mode, and that's dogfight mode here. So you would check each one of them. I'll go into search dog. We've got dogfight mode, left shift D, dogfight mode, left shift D, missile mode, shift S, missile, shift S. So as long as they match, the actions will work. I'll do it one last time as an example on the P51, but you can check for anything that you actually use. We have trimmer reset on the P51 bound to Control T. Trimmers reset bound to left Control T. Easy as that. Why would you want to go through the hassle of setting this up? Well, each of those startup macros automate every single step for all of the startup checklists to get your aircraft combat ready that I've put together. I can do this in seconds for what would take you minutes. This kind of time definitely adds up, and I highly recommend it. I'll go ahead and demonstrate it for you now. For the F-18 cold start, simply wait for the auto start procedure to finish, navigate to the F-18 folder in the DCS subfolder, startup menu, and then click the cold start action. After the auto start is finished, once you press that, it will go through and run through the entire startup checklist that I have in my startup tutorial video. Gets your plane completely combat ready in a matter of seconds. You'll see at the bottom it just activated the EW system and is warming it up. Once the warm-up finishes, it'll be off to the races. And just like that, it has completely finished the startup checklist that I have posted. Minutes worth of effort done in 3 seconds. It will even go through, set up all your jettisons, set up your azimuth elevations, EW, SA, HMD, and all of your air-to-air missile settings. Very, very convenient. One thing to note is double check your IFF and data link settings. Sometimes the interface does not press and hold accurately and it won't turn those on. Always good to double check them as you taxi. The hot start is similar. Once you're in the aircraft, simply hit the hot start button. It will warm up the EW and then be off to the races. All of these profiles are designed to be used and ran from the default enter state of the aircraft. If you have changed any of the menus, it will not run properly. The air start is the exact same. From the default enter state of the aircraft, simply hit air start, and it will run through any settings that need to be done to bring it in line with the established combat ready state. The F-16 auto start is somewhat different. We will wait until we see INS align appear in the upper right corner, and then immediately press the cold start button. This will allow the aircraft's cold start macro to force the aircraft into the stored heading quick alignment, just as it is outlaid in the startup procedure checklist I have written up for the startup tutorial. In the time it took me to explain that, the system had already finished startup for the airplane. Your only requirement as a pilot after the startup finishes is to wait for the INS to align completely and then change the knob to the nav position. The hot start is exactly the same as it would be with any other hot start. As soon as you hop in your aircraft, simply press the hot start button. And setup is complete. Air start, the same exact thing as the 18. For the Apache helicopter, we simply wait for waiting for EGI alignment to appear in the upper right before pressing the cold start key. It will set up all laser codes and all systems for the plane. If you want to change the laser code that the macro pre-programs, simply enter the cold or hot start profile and change the labeled key entry from whatever number it is to whatever you want it to be. You can use any of the UFC bindings keypad numbers that I already have pre-set up as a guidance on how to adjust for your use case. Hot start is even easier. As soon as you're in the airplane, simply press the hot start button. The P-51 cold start will trim and start your aircraft for you. Just ensure that you are holding your brakes before you hit the keypad. It will flip all switches for the appropriate amount of time, wait while it holds it, and then move on to the next step to perfectly start your aircraft every time according to the manual. The only thing you need to do as a pilot is to close your canopy. If you wish, you can also adjust your vents. It sets flaps and trim and everything else all for you. Hot start can be used for both a hot start or after you land to retrim and prep your aircraft for takeoff. It will automatically reset the trim and then set it to the appropriate takeoff position. Last but certainly not least is the A10 helmet setup. To fully set up a helmet on an A10 is over 100 mouse clicks. This will do it in one. Simply turn on your helmet and press the helmet setup button. And just like that, 114 button presses are finished. Save your mouse, save your fingers. I hope all of that was useful to you. Thanks for watching.